Hey, Stratwrassler here. Hold on, let me get my camera adjusted here. Let's see. He's up a little bit there. Alright, I'm all hunkered down here in my Stratwrassler there. Trying to get out of the craziness outside. Man, I'll tell you what, this St. Patrick's Day rush this year is crazy, man. People must be throwing some big old parties. I want to talk about tone today. This may be a 3 or 4 parter. I'm going to switch between a couple of amps and guitars, but leave my pedals set the same for both, so you can kind of hear the difference. I've got my Epiphone 339. And the amp is one of my various home-built or home-assembled, depending on which is which, tube amps that I've built over the years. I kind of got into a little bit of a obsession with doing that for a while. This one happens to be a Weber kit with mostly the stock parts that come with those. The tubes and things are getting kind of old. I've got one tube in there rattling a little bit with some harmonic, not harmonic, what do they call that? Microphonic tendencies. Don't know if you'll be able to hear that or not. But I just have it at relatively low volume right now. I'm using my neck pickup humbucker setting. No reverb or tremolo. Pretty bland tone right now, but I want to use it for comparison. That's kind of what that sounds like. Of course, you can get your tonal differences out of your pickups, right? I can switch this to single coil. Sounds like that. And I can switch to my bridge pickup, humbucker, and I can switch that to single coil. Back to my neck humbucker. Very rich and full, but a little dull and muddy. I don't have this amp turned up very loud. As you can imagine, even little tube amps turned up to a high volume are too much for a little room like this in my old ears. Your tone will change depending on how hard you hit the strings. Like if I do real light finger picking, if you hit harder, it changes. And that's also true of the neck pickup. get a wide range of tones depending on your attack, which pickup you use. What I like to do is add in a boost, whether it's one of those treble boosters or just a straight boost, to drive the front of the amp a little bit, right? And I also like to add in some kind of overdrive. Now right now my setup is it goes into overdrive first and then boost, and it goes through a couple other pedals, but I have those bypassed, some tremolo and reverb and stuff like that. But here's what it sounds like with just the boost. Neck pickup, humbucker. Kind of comes alive a little bit, huh? In case you didn't notice the difference, this is with the boost. This is without. Doesn't really make it a lot dirtier, it just kind of boosts it up and livens it up. And you can still get the variations by your pick attack, right? So now I'm going to add in a bit of overdrive, a tube screamer like pedal in front of that. Now we're getting a little bit of dirt on there, a little distortion, but you can still back off your attack. That's part one of this video. Part two, I'll switch to a different amp. Same settings. See what that sounds like. Maybe even with a Strat or something. But I hope this gives you some ideas. I didn't change any, notice the whole time I'm playing, I didn't change any settings on my amp. I just varied my attack, my pickups, and I had a couple pedals, a booster and an overdrive. So, play around with that. See what you can find tone-wise from your amp and your guitar. And until then, take your guitar and go play some music.